producing these formations. So this is the hoax. So you can see how he makes a crop circle. The skeptics drop him in a field and he flaps his arms and there you go. Now, I want to talk a little bit about ascension, which is another thing here. And that is, if you change the speed of energy within the vortex, the atom will disappear out of our physical world and appear in a higher quantum state of reality. And you can do that to a whole body. If I increase the speed of energy in my body, I can vanish out of this world and appear in another world. So this is how Sai Baba causes things to appear and disappear, how Jesus performed his miracles. And here with psychic surgery, what happens is that a particular area of tissue goes beyond space-time, disappears out of our space-time. So the tissue is still there, but the hand can go straight through it because it's no longer physical matter, it's superphysical matter. So it's no longer in our space and time. So the psychic surgeon puts his hand in the hole and does the manipulation, pulls out the tumour, does whatever needs to be done. Okay? So it's very easy. Sai Baba, what he's doing is he's manifesting objects from his mind. Because I said at the beginning of this talk, the universe is a mind. So everything is simply a dream, a bit of mind reality. And all we've got to do as human beings is to wake up to our potential that we can dream things different. We're under a collective hypnotic spell, belief in materiality. Once we wake up and realize it's a dream and we can change it, we can change this world overnight. And this is what I'm going to talk about in a moment, the power that the few individuals here in this room have. We can change the reality when we realize who we are. We are God in a human body, with all the power of the universe at our disposal, if we just wake up and know it. We can change the world. We can save the world. Now, the next state here is this superphysics, and that is that there is a way of bringing energy from the superphysical realms into the physical realms, and you do it through resonance between the vortex in the physical world and vortices in the superphysical world. And I reckon this is the explanation for the Philadelphia experiment. Again, I go into more detail in that in my book. And also the vortex technology that Schauberger and other intrepid inventors, people like Nikola Tesla, have played with. Again, using the vortex, there's a potential to bring energy into our world. Infinite amounts of energy. I predict in the future there will be cities miles high. Every 200 or 300 stories there'll be a vortex turbine taking out the stresses of gravity, because these vortices counteract gravity, and producing all the energy necessary for all the life systems in that cities. So instead of living in cities that sprawl over and pollute and destroy the surface of the earth, we'll be in floating cities. And all you do is just change the parameters. You've got these turbines balanced, so the city's just floating. And you have the anchors down, lift the anchors and float away, maybe across to the Med or something. You know, and when the winter comes, off we go to the southern climes. It's a rather a nice concept, that. And then, of course, if you want to come onto the earth, it's all returned to pristine forest, and you come here to do permaculture or just live in the woods and trees and be a little bit wild. Lovely, lovely idea. And of course we won't need aeroplanes, we won't need cars, we won't need trains, because with these craft that are powered by anti-gravity free energy vortex turbines or super energy vortex turbines, it's not that they're free energy, it's just they're bringing energy in from a higher dimension. And the craft will float and away we go. And if you ionize the air, you reduce the resistance of the air in front of the craft. So this is the Townsend Brown technology coming in there. So again, in my book, I talk quite a lot about the different types of technology that are available that could transform our future, revolutionizing all forms of energy production and transport. So it's going to be a very, very exciting millennium that we enter. Take us a few centuries to master it all, but again, it's up to us. If we want to go this way, we can. Now, this is the field. Just as there are other dimensions to the universe, as above, so below, there are other dimensions of energy to us human beings. So you have many bodies. You have a body on each level or plane of the universe. And this is the field. But so do ice crystals. And so all objects in our world have energy fields that control the shape and the formation. These are the morphic fields of Rupert Sheldrake, the life field of Harold Saxton Burr, the field that Lynn McTaggart writes about.
Excuse me, what's the bottom left-hand picture?
Sorry?
Previous slide. What's the bottom left-hand picture?
The bottom left-hand picture is a Curlian photograph of the field.
Thank you.
It's of a plant.
Thank you.
Okay. Alternative medicine, again, is explainable in terms of the field, in terms of the super energy field. What you're doing is you're stimulating the field to change the dynamic of the cell, and you do that through a process called DNA resonance. The DNA coil resonates to the field in the same way that a coil in a radio or television set resonates to an electromagnetic field, the wireless or the television broadcast. So if you change the field, if you change the broadcast in that field, you change the structure of the DNA molecule, which is differentiation. And it's very interesting, the Pan pipes, the pipes of Pan. Pan is the god responsible for the evolution and development of life on Earth. When Pan plays the same tune, the species remains the same. But when Pan plays a different tune, the species alters. So the imagery of Pan, again coming through mythology, is of resonance. It's kind of giving us the clue that the secret to evolution is DNA resonance. And for those people that say there is no intelligence in evolution, if nothing exists but intelligence, if particles of energy are particles of intelligence because they're more thoughts than things, then you cannot exclude intelligence from biology. So whilst I respect Richard Dawkins, I would say to Richard Dawkins, if you want to question God, you go to physics, not biology. Physics is the king of sciences. The biologists are all refuting the existence of consciousness, whereas the quantum physicists are saying it's the bedrock of reality. So these are the higher bodies of man. We've got the physical body, and then the etheric body is the next level out, twice the speed of light, which is a perfect blueprint of the physical body. And then you get the astral or etheric, the astral or psychic bodies, the mental and emotional bodies, which are vortices. I represent here as triangles. And they're organized like the star tetrahedron. And then when we get out here, so that's the fourth dimensional level, which is into these four levels, 4 dimensions: physical, etheric, astral, emotional, psychic or mental. And then the fifth dimensional body is called the Merkaba, or the light body. This is 16 times the speed of light here, okay? And that body is 5 to 15 miles in diameter. And basically that gives you access to the galaxy. You can travel from star system to star system with your Merkaba. And you ascend into the Merkaba. That's the gift of ascension. Now the chakras are aligned with the physical energy. They're vortices that feed into the physical body. And the key to getting into your Merkaba is by tuning into the heart chakra, with your breath. This is why in all the disciplines they say the way out of the matrix is through the breath. It's through meditation on the breath. You feel your way into the fifth dimension. Because the fourth dimension states are still associated with the earth, associated with the lower creation worlds, with these lower planes. But if you want to break out into the spiritual or superphysical realms, you've got to connect with your heart, And you do that through the breath. That is why it's very good to keep a cat. Because your cat is your guru. Cat is there to teach you how to ascend. All you have to do is purr. The cat is content, the cat is not stressed. Cat doesn't have a mortgage, the cat simply sits and purrs. Okay? Babies can do it. Babies will teach you. Guru baby. Babies just breathe, don't they? And they laugh and they have a little bit of stress, more stress than a cat maybe. So it's very, very simple. There's nothing complicated. We make life too complicated with our minds. The great thing is to learn to settle the mind and go into the breath. It's that simple. So this is the vortex universe, the source. I reckon there are 13 levels. And this is the 5th level. There's the ring pass knot, which is the quarantine barrier. We've got a few lessons to learn before we're let loose on the universe. Okay? So then these are the psychic, astral, etheric, and the physical levels. I call this the hyperphysical, which is the soul level, and the superphysical, which is the spiritual. And those two levels meet in the heart. Okay? So this is about 2012 and completion. What 2012 is all the little quantum bits of God. We're God quanta. We telescope, the lower soul self telescopes into the higher fifth dimensional self, which telescopes up into the group self, which then telescopes up into the one self. And it's reversing the universal fractal, which is the key to the universe, is understanding the way that patterns repeat and repeat and repeat. There's something fascinating about the universe. As the telescopes go out there into space and get more powerful, they're realizing that these great superclusters of galaxies are all in walls. Now they're discovering their membranes. And the next thing they're going to discover, as the telescopes get more powerful, is that great clusters are organized into organs. And eventually we'll discover that the universe is a bloke on the beach. So it's almost like a loop. Each one of us is the universe. Each one of us is that bloke on the beach. The universe is a great mystery. Each one of us is the totality. So those are my details, if you want to connect with me. And I can send you out copies of my ebook. And I call the work now the Yoga Vortex. So we really do need a science that's aligned to the spirit. Okay? And that is our opportunity now.